When in doubt, dance it out. Yes! There's always shortcuts you can take to make your life easier. They're all welcome here in my kitchen. Guys, I'm not even gonna lie. This is one of my favorite things to cook. I enjoy this so much. Hi y'all, welcome to FlamBae. My name is Yanni. Today we're gonna be making a masala shrimp scampi. So this recipe is a part of my no spend month. An entire month in which I'm spending, you guessed it, $0 on anything. And yes, that includes food. So if you wanna know kind of how this works, if you're curious, here's the link for that video. So this is a dish that my therapist recommended to me during a session, actually. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. She and I were talking, and I love her because she always entertains me when I prefer to talk about my food instead of my feelings. Not for too long, though. Not for too long. Every time I've made this masala shrimp scampi, I've adjusted what I serve it with, I've adjusted some of the spices, so I'm really excited to get in on this because this is one of my favorite, really easy, really lazy meals I make during my week. If you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? I don't get it. Like, are you waiting to watch 8 of my videos? It's all the same. I am an open book. I do not hold back anywhere. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell. Let's get on with our little dinner menu. Remember when I was like, oh, this is like a really quick and easy dish? These shrimp are deveined. I bought them that way. That's part of this whole I don't feel like doing anything meal. You got it? So you can buy whole shrimp, great. Do your thing. But if you've had a really long day, and please save yourself the time, save yourself the heartache, and save yourself the carpal tunnel. So right off the bat, we're gonna start off with these insanely spicy Thai chilies. Yeah, these are 15 times spicier than jalapenos. So they're not for the faint of heart. They will make you faint of heat. So gonna chop these dried chilies up. Now watch out, because they can fly everywhere. And also be careful, like don't touch your eyes after chopping up chilies. I did that and it was awful. It was just awful. It felt like I had poured gasoline onto my eyeballs, except much, much more tasty. If you're feeling extra lazy, you don't even want to chop, then feel free to throw these in a spice grinder. I kind of like having the little flakes, so I'm gonna do this by hand, but you know, whatever you prefer. All right, so in these chilies, I'm gonna throw in half a teaspoon of red curry powder, half a teaspoon of ground ginger, half a teaspoon of a Lebanese 7 spice, I think this is cardamom and cinnamon in it, and half a teaspoon of vegetable masala. So we're gonna mix that all up. We're not gonna use this whole mixture today. I like to pre-make my spice mix. So take your spice blend and sprinkle it over. 2 teaspoons total of this mixture. The rest of it, I have about 1.5 teaspoons left. I'm gonna save it for something tomorrow. Give it a good little toss, a nice mix. Make sure those spices have been evenly distributed throughout the surface of the shrimp. Set this aside. Now with 4 cloves of garlic for only 3/4 pound of shrimp, sounds like a lot of garlic to you. That's because it is. But I love garlic. Crushing it so it's a little easier to peel. Just go through and thinly slice this. So I clearly mentioned that this is a no-spend month. Look at this. It was a moldy, mushy bunch of scallions. I chopped the tops off, I cleaned the outside layers, I removed that, I rinsed it, and then I repotted it. And look at this, in 2 weeks maybe, I think it's been 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, this is how tall they have become. So it's time to harvest these bad boys. It's so cute. I want to like put hairspray and like give it a nice hairdo. So it is harvesting time. Okay, let's go through. Oh, I feel so bad. I'm like murdering my little babies. It's so difficult doing like a send-off for your children, but sometimes you just have to send them to the butcher and eat them. Okay, listen here. This is gonna be important. The scallions are gonna be separated into 2 parts. We're gonna chop them up and leave the whites to one side and then the greens to another side, because they're gonna enter the dish at different times. Tuck these aside. Let's hold this all together in one big bunch. I mean, come on, how simple was that prep work? Okay, you know what, let's move on over to the stove. Is this thing on? Yes, this thing is on. Is this thing on? Hello? Should I do an episode where I speak into the microphone and I do a little ASMR? How would you guys feel about that? Let me know in the comments below. XOXO, Gossip Girl. I'm only just realizing I didn't salt these bad boys, so let's go ahead and do that. Let us season them. Don't forget to do that if you're out there. If you're me, it's okay, because it already happened. But if you have the foresight, please season. Look at this jar. Look how beautiful this is. This is some cherry tomato confit. I have this stuff ready to use all the time in my fridge and freezer. If you want to see how to make that, check out my video up here on how to do it. Or otherwise, you can use just fresh cherry tomatoes. That's totally fine. When you bite into this dish, you have different layers of sweetness. You have the honey, but then you also have these fresh cherry tomatoes. When you confit them, they keep their skin, but everything inside turns moist, and then the sugars really break down. So when you bite into it, it pops, and then it's like a flood of sweetness. It's so beautiful, coupled with the spicy shrimp. All right, these are warmed up now. Let's pop in our garlic. Let that bloom. Let it release its garlicky flavors. The cherry tomato confit already had garlic in it, but I want something a little more fresh and biting. Let's add our shrimp in here. Let's get these cooking. Now the thing to keep in mind as you're cooking these shrimp is make sure each one of them has contact with the pan. Don't stack them on top of one another because these cook pretty quickly, and you want to make sure everything cooks in an even layer. So make sure to go through and spread them out. Make sure everything's touching the pan. So now that they're in there, toss in those scallions on top. The thing about shrimp is I don't really time them. I'm not setting a timer for 2.5 minutes. I look at them. Once their bodies start turning red and contract, that's when you know I have to flip them or pull them out. But if you let them go too far, they will contract into a complete circle, so don't let them go that far. You'll know when they're ready. Just keep an eye on them. These are gonna go on top of a sweet salad, so let's really quickly, while these cook, make a dressing for that. So we're gonna make this with lemon, olive oil, and honey. Go ahead and juice a whole lemon in here. You know, I never liked the squeezing lemons with a hand thing. Maybe it's because I don't moisturize my hands enough, but this is god-awful. Leave just a little bit, just a touch of juice in here. We're gonna hold on to this. Okay, now the olive oil. So this is one of my favorite salad dressings in the entire world. I decided to go with this one because it's my favorite, but also because I think that honey is gonna be really, really crucial for balancing out the intense spice that we've added to the shrimp. It's always tough to get something like this to emulsify. Just keep mixing. That's always the trick. Just keep mixing. And when you think you're done mixing, nope, you keep on mixing. Lovely. Equal parts olive oil, honey, and lemon. I mean, mwah, there you go. Done. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Cool, so take your greens and toss your gorgeous dressing all over them. A little bit of salt and toss them. Beautiful. Look at you guys. These are gonna be like a fresh, sweet little pillow for the hot and spicy shrimp to land on. How does it taste? So good, so good. Let's get back there before the kitchen sets on fire. All right, these are finishing up soon, so I'm actually gonna turn off the heat for the rest of this. Squeeze that remaining little bit of lemon that you have in here. Just a little bit of brightness, you know? And then we're gonna toss in our fresh green scallions on top. Let's give this a little mix. Nice, nice, nice. Let us plate the thing. Okay, perfection in a dinner plate. That's definitely the vibe I'm getting. Even just looking at those colors, they're so vibrant. If this tastes awful, it doesn't even matter because this looks beautiful. Oh my God. You like lick your lips and then you get like the hints of lemon. And that cherry tomato confit. If I have done anything right before I've died, it is putting this and shrimp together. Wow! You know what really caught me off guard? I took a bite and I was like, this is pretty easy, pretty good, not spicy at all. 5 seconds later, bam! You were attacked with those Thai chilies in the best way possible. So this spicy shrimp is like if you were to take a trip to the desert. This is what you were looking for, you wanted that heat, then you get stranded and you're like, oh my god, what do I do? Suddenly, a wild cherry tomato oasis comes out of nowhere and floods your mouth with sweetness and relief. That's what these offer. Wonderfully balanced meal. Oh my. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's acidic, it is so good for you, and it maybe took 15 minutes to make. I'm so glad I had scallions. I waited 2 weeks to make this. Y'all, this is not a game here. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Absolutely FlamBae that like button. As always, my name is Yanni, and thank you for watching FlamBae. Well, I simply cannot believe the two of us have found one another again. Wow, what in tarnation are you doing on my channel?